Oh, look at that. The menu actually changes based on the progress we've made. This may be LIDAR, but it actually sort of looks like a black and white photo taken with the flash at night. Hello everyone, and welcome back to LIDAR Exploration Program. Last time we had a creepy and comfy time exploring all kinds of worlds. But what about the one this takes place in? What about the one that frames it all up? I mean, this is ostensibly all a computer program that was sent to our character. And just what is the nature of it? I mean, just showing up at our doorstep is kind of weird. Also, as some of you pointed out, we placed it into a floppy drive, which is even weirder. But even still, it had this whole boot up screen. This is like a sort of DOS-like interface. And it said that we are the only observer, thus, I guess, indicating that even the other beings we encounter aren't real. But it also said, safety protocol disabled. So just where is all of this heading? I guess we'll have to find out. Now, last time we journeyed through the forest, the island, the sunken city, and the suburb. Which means that next up is the desert. Let's go. Look at that, we can almost see the reflections of waves dancing around the loading screen. In the dark of the desert. Bat, you want to start this one off? Oh, look at that, we've already found our first object. And as we can see, there is a wealth of cacti all around us. That is so cool. Now, I had said before that we would actually be in some trouble if we were in a desert. It would be a challenge to navigate because there wouldn't be much around, but it seems like that's not going to be an issue. All these cacti, it's actually kind of like a low-level forest where we don't need to worry so much about the vertical. But there are things besides the desert associations here. That looks like a jungle gym, which we can enter. And a little house, too. Maybe even a church or a schoolhouse? I'm getting stuck on something, the porch. Oh, that's making me a little bit dizzy, passing by such a dense cluster like that. There we go. I'm actually gonna... Wait, I need to change something. Because I noticed last time that the game is running in 1080p. So I'm going to try putting that up to 1440, and you guys also said that we can change the particle count limit up to unlimited. We'll see how that performs. But let's go. I don't know if that really changed anything visually. Oh, look, a rail track. If I hadn't seen it first, I would have been very surprised by the clank of stepping on it. Oh, and that is quite a wavy rail track. Something right here. Wishing well. I have to say, I really like this mechanic of having... What was that? I was going to say, I really like the mechanic of having the title slowly revealed as you scan. There you go. Oh, there's a windmill. And also, I don't know if the game was updated. I don't recall it doing this before, but when I do the area scan, it actually inverts my up and down controls. Which I guess is fine. It probably wants you to more keep still while it's doing that. There are actually some really nice looking trees in this desert. But next best thing would probably be to follow these tracks, right? I mean, who knows? Maybe there's gold in these here hills. Wonder what kind of animals you'd find out here. A train, for one thing. Oh, we've found the caboose. Yep. Well, we're not getting through this way. Wait. I know something what you look like. I know what you look like, maybe? That would make sense with the message that we got in the last part. I know your name, or at least that's what I thought it was. There were some others, but these are actually very, very difficult to see on my screen because A, I'm very close to a big screen, and B, once it's rendered, recorded, it's getting crunched down to a lower resolution, so it's easy to make out patterns. Look at that. We can even see the windows of the train. There's like depth to the interior. We're kind of cursed to follow along beneath it, though. Let's launch more bats. These guys are actually crazy useful. They almost feel like cheating. But they're a tool given to us for a reason. Oh, look at... It's a train wreck! It's gone completely off the end. Hang on. Oh, we can look at this from the map view. Locomotive. It's a lot more than a locomotive in this state. Oh, a lot of you guys really praised the map feature, and I couldn't agree more. It looks so cool. And because the whole point of a LIDAR game is that it's about making progress in revealing your world, well, it's good to be able to pull back and see the bigger picture once in a while. What is that? That looks like... That looks like an animal. Like ribs pointing upward, or... I don't know, maybe the octopus again? I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to be. Those look like giant tusks. Oh, it's a teepee. An encampment. I swear, every time we come upon one of these cacti, I always think that it's a person. Just the way it stands up. When you catch it from a certain angle where you can't see the limbs. Then again, I've just been trained by these games to look out for them that way. So I believe the limit on our dots before was 3 million. So now that it's infinite, well, we can basically have like 3 times as many as the maximum that we've had. I think we got up as high as like 11 million on some of those. There is something out there. Oh, a fallen water tower. Or at least a partially sinking water tower. This is some other skeleton. Hang on. Something's in front of me. This whole area is a boneyard. Skeleton of some creature. Whoa, wait. We saw a skeleton of some creature in the island, and in fact, this is the same one. Or at least similar. It's got those giant tusks. It's got that strange skull shape. This is the first thing we've seen actually crossing between worlds, and, you know, in the island I could forgive it as some kind of just undiscovered secreter, but here in the desert? I'm starting to think maybe it's somehow significant to the overall story. I mean, after all, it was there on the main menu when we started the game. I really do love how the color palette changes so much with each one, because you don't really realize how much that'll change the experience until you've been through a few of these. It literally colors the world. It changes your entire perception. I mean, it just adds a nice level of variety. how are we looking in terms of findables? Locomotive, there's at least 3. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, there's a lot more to discover. And it ain't gonna discover itself. We really can just cast this thing forward into the darkness. I mean, the discoveries it makes aren't very dense, but they're a great way to scout ahead. It's just so weird. I have to constantly get used to the idea that just because I can see something right in front of me doesn't mean there's a straight path towards it. Sorry to get you stuck in the tree there. Or maybe you're just going on strike. Being able to see the point of impact is also kind of funny to me. Like, there's a little bright flash right there. It's kind of creepy, too, sending these bats forward. It's like throwing a flare into the darkness, watching it fade away the further it goes, leaving only that glimpse behind. What are you? A huge cactus. Hang on, what do you count as? I don't know why I always want to back up and see it rather than just check the map. Tall cactus, I was close enough. I mean, look at this. There's a whole empty area right in between us and the train. Mostly a whole lot of dead trees. Oh, there's an animal. A camel. Oh, and we just got the animal tracker achievement. Find 10 animals. So it's not really any specific desert environment. I mean, I was thinking it was going for like an American Southwest setting. But now we got camels and whatnot. And tumbleweeds. And bones aplenty. There's something here. Something massive. A sandworm? Can we toss a bat down your throat, if so? Yeah, only slightly. What is this? Sandworm! Oh my god, it actually is a sandworm! I was not expecting that. I was being sarcastic. Okay, what's back here? We may or may not actually be able to climb this hill. We can. Of course, we have to be extremely wary of getting stuck. Okay, I don't think I'm supposed to get back here. I mean, there was a part in the suburbs where I managed to get stuck behind the map, and I was able to eventually get my way out. Nothing has ever forced a reset yet. I will give it that. I have never been so stuck that I couldn't get out of it. But one of my biggest gripes with this has been like the stickiness when you latch onto something. Okay, so we've worked our way back around to the schoolhouse/church thing. But that wasn't one of the scannables. It's already looking like that's gonna be some kind of collapsed tunnel. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no getting through here. Alright, so that doesn't leave a lot of space. There's still some pretty extreme ends we're missing, though. Okay, so we want to go back that way. I love being able to move while on the map. Like, I'll be honest, I've played a couple of LIDAR games, and for a while I thought, like, okay, there's not a ton more you can do with it, even though I always love to see them. But this actually does bring a couple of its own innovations to the table. Not to mention being primarily exploration-based, which is really cool. There's a little hut here. Can we crawl inside? I mean, maybe I wasn't seeing jungle gyms. It would actually make more sense for them to be the frames of these. Ancient golem hand. What kind of golem? We are officially past the point where it would start removing dots now. I don't think it ever makes a place go totally dark, but it does start to decrease the density. At least that was my observation. There's something there as well. What even is that? Some kind of giant egg beater? No, it actually looks like one of those advanced windmills. But it doesn't seem to be a scannable. It's just here. Ooh. There's more than one. And where there's two, there's probably a bunch, right? Yeah, more of these huts. And they seem to be in a line. Like, this mostly seems to be an enclosed path. So what's at the end of it? I don't know, but it looks like it's wearing a cowboy hat. No, that's the plant on top of the cactus. Big cactus. Right, let's send you out, little guy. Seems like there's still more around us. I'm stuck. Again. I'm stuck once more against this thing. Alright, let's get you properly painted so I can see where I'm going. It's really just about creating contrast for yourself. You need to create that contrast and then keep moving around objects constantly in order to get your sense of depth. You can see off into the hills now, but it doesn't look like it's meant to be traversed by us. So have we found everything then? Not by far. We still got something all the way over there. Oh, and it's only in the map view that I'm able to identify the ostrich. The humble ostrich. Do you see what I mean about things being a lot easier to spot when you kind of crush the view down? Makes everything appear denser, smaller. You're, like I said in the last part, you're seeing the larger picture rather than just the dots in front of you. Look at this. I feel like I'm piloting a little drone on the ocean floor. Okay, whatever this is, we're close to it. It's got to be right around this corner, right? We are running right headlong into a cactus. So that would be painful. Oh, wait, look. Look, 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 a minecart, and no wonder I couldn't find it before. We've got ourselves a ghost town mine ride. You're my bat in the coal mine. Oh, but we can only go in so deep. Yeah. I mean, I guess we already got our fill of that in Scanner Somber, but now we need to move around this corner. Here we are. It was not far from where we've already been. There's something here. Wait, let's get the area around it first. More teepees. Is that a downed plane? Look at you, crash plane. I do believe that's all. There is probably one more animal somewhere. Alright, I'm done looking around. Let's see what we get. Dune cartographer, complete the desert. I don't know where the other animal would have been, but go. You unlocked the customization panel. What does customization panel do? Well, I guess we'll find out in the cave. Now, if this isn't a perfect environment for this, I don't know what is. Cramped and narrow, or potentially huge, and with lots of obstructions all around. Let's try it. So how does one use the customization? Now you have access to the customization panel. Press N to open it. Oh, look at that! Here you can change the scanner pattern and laser color. You can also create your own custom pattern. Experiment. Okay, I will. Like that. How well will that work as a LIDAR pattern? Who knows? There we go. Artist, create a custom pattern. There we go. Now there's our signature. I don't know how useful that is for normal scanning around, but it sure looks nice. Of course, that's always just to start with. In the end, the scan around will always look the same, but we can place our signature everywhere. Other than that, I think we'll stay the same. And look at this, now we move to cooler colors. But of course the wind moving through the tunnel kind of sounds a bit like a low moan at times, doesn't it? Maybe this is the mine after the desert world. We can see all kinds of equipment left around. Beams, scaffoldings. I guess those are supposed to be roots hanging down. We must be pretty close to the surface at this point. And thus far, the path is pretty linear. I mean, what else do you expect from a cave? Oh, look, there's even cave mushrooms growing down here. Yeah, maybe this is the same world as Infra. If they ever make a sequel to Infra, I could totally see them doing a LIDAR segment. I mean, we know the Source Engine is capable. The creator even lists the LIDAR mod for Gary's mod as one of the inspirations, actually. Some kind of huge crystal. And I guess I could not have been any more accurate in my guess. Yeah, we're definitely either under the city of Stahlberg or under the park from Voices of the Void, because everything I play has to come back to that somehow. is actually a place where bats would be really useful, which is appropriate. Off you go. Head straight into the roots. Huh. It's like the light's turning on as I walk down the hall. In other words, this is my house now. And this is so cool because unlike any of the other maps, there is a definite ceiling over the entire place. And there's some truly wild flora growing in here. Look at this. Actually, these formations almost look like coral. But, of course, this game would let us know if we were underwater. We learned that firsthand. Now we do actually kind of have some branching paths. I think for the sake of the map, it's actually very critical that we get a good scan of the cave ceiling. So easy to just walk into things. Even if you've already scanned an object, even if you're just on the other side, you can have a transparent side if you haven't scanned it yet. What is that? Because I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like we found a dragon. And the blank text is not making me think otherwise. Look. Oh, dragon statue, thank you. That definitely makes it better, but... For a second I thought those were our footsteps and we were walking over its dragon's hoard. But now the question is, why is there a dragon statue down in a cave? Maybe we're in, like, a historic dig site? I mean, imagine the researcher's face when they shone a light in here and came face to face with this, huh? I'm pretty sure that was how Rain of Fire started. Which way are we going? That is very much the end of the road. This is an extremely useful map. It's like imaging of somebody's arteries. Although I imagine if they looked like this, that would be cause for alarm. We very much need at least some look at every side. It would actually be pretty easy to miss a pathway here. Hang on, wait. Let's put our mark on the cave ceiling. Oh, no, you're just scanning squares now. You no longer have an interest in the candle. Wait, what happened? Objects 2 of 8, so this is actually going to be pretty extensive. You there. There we go. Maybe I clicked something by accident. I'm actually getting really disoriented right now. I don't know which way I'm facing. I think that's back the way we came. Oh, the cave slopes upward. And quite massively, too. And we're back to squares. So maybe it's like kind of timed. Or maybe I'm hitting something inadvertently. Hang on, we'll get our signature somewhere. I'm trying to keep my movements kind of slow. I don't know how hard it is to watch with me moving around everywhere. have a cave spider. Let's hope they don't have a cave troll. Wait, hang on. You back. You there. Perfect. Yeah, I think we have another fork in the road here. And at times those forks are the only way to know we're making progress. Great traveler, walk 15 kilometers. I don't know if that qualifies me for great. Definitely physically fit. Okay, should I go the other way first? This looks pretty big. We've still got our candle. Funny then that it's literally being used to light the darkness. Well, except that it's not really a light at all, but we perceive it as such. Okay, no. I'm gonna go back the other way. I just kind of get the feeling that I should. But we're getting good scans. Make sure we get these little crannies. Come on, let me off. Okay, you need to be filled in more, because I'm bumping into stuff left, right, and center. It's almost like there's some bioluminescent fungus just infesting this place. Those look like windows. Cave dwelling house. Huh. It's... Was there an underground city here? There we go, now it's mine. I mean, that's not technically vandalism, right? I mean, nothing is physically happening to the building. Seriously, though, this is a major archaeological find. A group of people not only living in a cave, but building structures within it. Sort of reminds me of a certain portion of Outer Wilds. Ooh, are things getting bigger? It looks like they might be. Those are some long stalactites. I hope I'm using that right. Hang on, wait. Now I have to go Google whether I'm using that right, because it's going to be real important in this chapter. Ooh. But before we do that... Look at that! From here, we can actually track our progress in a linear fashion. We don't even need the larger map view. That is so crazy. I mean, that's the thing about LIDAR. That's why you do this instead of just having it be a normal map exploration game. Because you get spectacular sights like that. Okay, so I was using it correctly. Of all the places I could have gotten that information from, I found it on a blog from the 90s. And was immediately reminded of Ted's Caving Journal. And now I'm playing this, having been reminded of Ted's Caving Journal. So, we're going through that now. Okay, we actually... The bats were kind of made for this. Let's just fire these little guys off and see where they land. Let's get more of the bridge in front of us. Ooh, we can be let down into the water or slip down. But do we really want to travel like this? That I cannot say. There's a little arch under this rock. What the heck is that? our way a little further. Big statue. It looks like a classic portrayal of the Angel of Death. Hooded and with wings folded behind it. Okay, I'm gonna need you to go a little further than that. There we go. Oop. Once more, I'm gonna need you guys to stop homing in on those things. You know, as much as I don't want to, I am thinking that it would probably be someplace where an animal would hide down here, right? Oh, wow. That is the deepest we've been able to sink thus far. Anything good down here? So far, I believe we've discovered one animal. That animal being the spider. What else lives in caves? I mean, besides bats, obviously. And all manner of microorganism. And potentially an axolotl. Justice! Justice, what are you doing here? You came all this way to see me? I mean, really, I came all this way to see you. This is your house, after all. And what an upgrade to accommodations. Let's get up there. I can actually check the map to see if there's any paths I might have missed. That big bright spot will be where Justice is. This is so cool. We can even jump while we're here. But what is stopping us? There's just something catching me up right here in the middle. Just a little difference in elevation. I don't know why it stopped me from going this way. Just shy of 5 million dots gives us this picture. Just think. 5 million dots. That's what this entire thing that we've done so far is. 8 billion people on Earth. There are many, many, many times as many individual whole humans for every dot that we've created in this entire game. Something this way. And something that way. Hey, we just got Master of the Flock, 100 bats. Well, we're gonna use a lot more. Some kind of underground tree. How could this be supported down here? Cave tree. Is there such a thing as this in real life? Like whole trees like this growing within a cave. I mean, I guess it doesn't need sunlight. Then again, there is quite a big space above it. I can't look all the way up, which means I can't send a bat that way. The bats actually do seem to travel pretty straight vertically, even if my view doesn't. Okay, things are definitely starting to branch off more now. What is this? That doesn't look natural. I mean, it's almost too bright to see now. But it looks sort of like a stand for, like, a torch. Like it would contain flammable material that you would light. Ooh, we're walking directly over where we started now. And this is the narrowest the cave has gotten. Some kind of cave mushroom? Ooh, and even though it was a very narrow path to get here, the room itself is massive, or at least tall. And you sprout up in my presence. Very photogenic thing, are ya? Okay, we're out. I still can't get over being able to look back and see my entire path. Once again, stop getting stuck, please. There's a lot of things to get stuck on. Now, I know we moved past the tunnel earlier. Would have been back past this guy, right? Yep, there it is. The one that fades off on the right. We may not actually want the densest scan here, because it makes it harder to look back and see what we've done. Ooh. This tunnel is flooded. We're knee-deep. Perhaps some sort of cave frog could be here? You know, because it sits around going knee-deep, knee-deep. Ancient tree? It's gotta be a tree of life to survive down here. See, there's something else that unnerves me about this level. And it's not just the setting, which is admittedly quite eerie. It's the fact that I know we're getting towards something. There's a reason why this game exists in universe. And what is it? Because the more it puts me on rails, the more I start to feel like it's guiding me to something. Like at the bottom of all this, we discover some truth. Right, nothing here. There's only one more thing left to get. Let's make sure the ceiling is painted, because painting the ceiling is the primary way we see our path, oddly enough. Wait. This isn't just sloped rock, these are stairs, like carved stairs. I think we've found the being that inspired the statue. And there are some tunnels off to the side. Cave creature skeleton. Sometime long ago, This thing really did live. I'm really curious where it's going to put the exit now. All the way down here. Your exit is on the left. And it's only now we're starting to see evidence of the mining structure again. With a very rickety looking bridge. And chains crisscrossing the cave ceiling. Okay, there is our exit. But where's our third animal? Oh, I was trying to see if I could get around it. I didn't mean to touch it. But whatever. Animals found 2 of 3. I'm good with that. Yeah, that was a very bat-heavy mission. And, well, why wouldn't it be? Alien planet. Alien planet? I mean, we had kept pretty grounded up until this point, except the sunken city was kind of crazy. Now we're going to Zen, grab our hazardous environment suit. Let's check it out. Now this is really interesting because everything else, while being viewed through an unfamiliar lens, has been interpreting familiar imagery. But if that brief screenshot is anything to go by, we're gonna have no idea what we're looking at. I mean, I suppose we can make out these walls as rock and these colored things as plants. That's about all we've got going for us. There is something up ahead. I mean, at least it's mercifully sort of linear right now. But there are some cut-throughs we can enter. Oh, it is really easy to get lost in this stuff. Well, we found something familiar. An astronaut. Looking quite a bit like our diver. Although I suppose the principle is similar. Anyway. There you go. That's our space program now. Yeah, you fly on back and tell them what you saw. Remember, we are the only observer here. It's got these giant bulbous fruits. I'll be honest, this thing looks delicious and also kind of dangerous. Like, are those leaves or spikes? And if those are spikes, how big are the creatures that would eat them? I've located the source of the heartbeat. Wait. Oh wait, this is the same as the statue, or at least similar, to the one that was broken down in the forest. Alien artifact. Huh. It's almost like this disc was sent by aliens trying to get us to explore our world for them. That doesn't make any sense and doesn't stand up to any scrutiny, but whatever, that's my current working theory. We gotta paint upwards to figure out just how high these structures go. Oh my god. I thought that was like some melting alien creature for a second. I mean, I suppose it sort of is. It does look like the structure from the thumbnail. And there's a bunch of them. Oddly enough, it also looks like a recent observation in Yumi Nikki. So it's kind of weird to see something looking like that here. Ooh, what is this? Look, that looks like some kind of rover. Or gigantic armored vehicle. Actually, it looks sort of like the one from Mass Effect. Granted, it's been a million years since I played, but I do remember thinking it was cool. Something in front of us, but there's some huge empty dome. In fact, it looks like it may have at one point been an observatory. Kind of like the one we saw in the suburbs that didn't make any sense at the time. What am I picking up here? Spherical structure. Well, you're not going to out and out say it. Whatever it is, it looks like it's been abandoned for some time. All these plants are already growing up through its base. We can move around it. What was that? It really sounded like there was something out here, and we all saw how fast that astronaut dipped. Where's he going anyway? Maybe he's trying to do that maneuver I used to do in Kerbal Space Program, where I would have like infinite EVA fuel and try to rendezvous with an orbiting craft. I think I might have even succeeded once. There's something up there. Something distant and moving. Is that the astronaut? Are you just floating around up there? Because I was gonna say, there's no way I scanned anything that far. That's hilarious. Well, I guess you just have to wait for a rescue mission then. I really want to play Kerbal Space Program now. It's been so long. That game used to be my jam back in the day. But it seems like we've made a full circle, come all the way back around. There is a split, a fork in the road past the observatory. This thing seems kind of rigid. I don't know if that's a plant. Let's get another look around. Maybe they're related to the alien artifact? Okay, I think the best thing for us right now is gonna be to check the map view. I just love the look and feel of this thing. But no, unfortunately, it doesn't tell us a whole lot. Well, except vaguely where we should be going. Which is a lot. I'll admit that is a lot. Is that some kind of communication mast or some kind of drilling platform? I can see something opening up, unfolding on top, so I think it is for communication. Which is a shame, because everyone knows a fueling station on Minmus is the best way to get long-range interplanetary missions going. Alright, I'll stop about KSP for now. Yeah, this is fundamentally the opposite of the cave in terms of design. We just created 50 million dots. But I'll definitely go back and confirm what I speculated on before. It is a weird and uncomfortable experience going around and scanning things that I can't understand. Like, these are things that I've never seen before in my life, and so I can compare them to things I know. But I'm not to the same extent interpreting things as I go, just kind of guessing more. This looks like a crashed flying saucer. Like the thing lives in there. It belongs buried under the ice. I'm not going to be able to climb it either, am I? But I can potentially get some better scans for the map view. That is so creepy. There's something here, too. Another comms tower? Are you gonna see that, or are you just gonna end up in orbit? Nope, you'll fall straight back down sooner or later. Well, at least this planet has good gravity. I think it's drawing words again. If I weren't looking for it, I would never see it. And there's no way, when it's something like this, there's no way to read what it says, but it does end in a question mark. It would really only be legible when projected onto a flat surface, like the floor. Okay, that's just a rock. There is something here. A satellite dish. So it seems to me that this was an alien planet that was very much colonized by humans. Are you getting a signal? Are you getting a voice from the void? Imagine we beam back a LIDAR generated image, and then next week when I'm playing, it shows up on my console. Right, there you go. I think the best way to get those messages would be to come to each of these levels and just kind of look into the dark and do an area scan little by little, specifically waiting for the messages. So what have we got? I of course haven't spotted any animals, and I'm really curious as to what kind of fauna would be present here. But it is just so dense. Maybe the densest yet. And it's so wide open also that even in the map view, it's kind of hard to make sense of what's going on. One of many reasons this level is hard to make sense of. This might be a good spot to try. Nope. Nope. Well, there is a weird line here. I'm not sure why it did that. Oh, there's something. Oh, that one's huge. Got a couple of scannables. Wait. Whatever it is, it's that big thing over there. I really hope you're not some kind of critter. God. I mean, those look like lamprey mouths reaching upward. But you're not even what I'm looking for. There must be some reason why all the astronauts left, right? Okay, no, you're the real thing. This tree. Now the question is, what do we call you? Big alien tree. I always look to these tags for answers, but then I remember that it wants us to interpret. It'll either be exactly what it looks like, or that's all it'll give us. It'll either be exactly what it looks like, or exactly what it looks like is all it'll give us. I think there was an alternate way through this way, and it only makes sense because we are picking something up. It's like some kind of alien fly trap. Alien flower. You say that, I still don't really trust it. Feed me, Seymour. We found our next thing. Yeah, wow, this area scan is so much more useful than it seems in wider areas. Like, there's some fall off, yes, but the width of it more than makes up for it. It's a great place to get started, and then you use the smaller tool to just fill it in. What is that? Unknown structure. Once again, thank you for the assistance. If we cast you over, all that does is give you a little bit more of a shadow. Are there even any animals in this level? Well, I'm picking up something else over here. We've already got this thing. Can we hop whatever this is? I don't think we're supposed to. Although there is a big archway. I would never have noticed that if the bat hadn't caught it. Is this some kind of collapsed machine? Launch pad! Question then, ours or theirs? There's definitely both human and alien activity on this planet. God, that echoey clank of metal as we walk around on this thing. Oddly enough, it causes a weird visual glitch when we try scanning this thing that we've already gotten. I think it's because it's interacting with the unknown structure back there. And again, whatever happened to this, it must have happened a long time ago, because it is completely caked in dirt and mud. Still, though, I think that's about all here. We haven't seen anything relating to animals. And it would be quite something if we did find something, wouldn't it? See, these things, I think of them as some, like, big, muscular, four-legged creature when I'm approaching them. But it always turns out to just be a cluster of plants. It's an animal mirage. Just doing a little bit more looking around before I go, but I really don't think I'm going to find anything. I mean, if the search for intelligent life hasn't yielded anything yet, I don't think I'm going to find it in the half hour or so that I'm spending on each of these maps. Wait. Okay, I may not have found intelligent life, but I found another goose. All these shapes that keep emerging here. Would I even know life if I saw it? There's actually a lot of back areas we can look around. And a lot more structures to be found. What is that? That's a building for sure. Some kind of pipe work? Yeah, let's use the map. Look at that. Maybe some kind of alien industry or even dwellings. We can see that these things are actually pillars all alongside it. And wait, there may even be a whole temple that we've missed. Let's get around here. Whatever this thing is very significant. Can I even get around? Whatever this thing is, I can't seem to get inside. As in my youth, my search for alien life only yielded geese, but I think we'll get an answer in a moment as to whether there was anything there. Wait, there were animals and we found one. What else could there have been? Organism. Is it just me, or is the text under that much more aggressive? Like, look at that. It's been slowly waving since the beginning. Increasing in frequency with each one. Wait, if we look at this... Yeah, no. I think my problem here was literally just not being able to identify what is an alien, because I can't identify whatever that thing is. Let's try it. I am actually really tempted to just go back and do this. Here we are. I want to know just what actually counts as alien life. Oh, this is also a great time to test out my theory regarding the area scan. If we just deliberately try it only in the darkest of the dark areas. There's that weird line. Your friend. Am I your friend, maybe? We'll never know because it didn't catch on anything. Yeah, this really only works in very specific circumstances. Oh, look at all these, like, spiky structures coming out over here. This is right beside the UFO. Well, I mean, it's not flying right now, but it presumably was at some point. It just has the look of something that flies. Alright, fly up there, you beautiful candle, you. This is what this tool is for. Look at that, it even got the candle flame right. Now that is something. I don't even know why it did that. Okay, you're an animal. Oh, hey, here's our scan from before. Yeah, I think you're also what we got before, though. Our only indication is that you made a noise. You're some kind of spider creature. There's 2 more of these things? A whole bunch of miscellaneous wreckage. I'm definitely gonna have something to say about what we've seen on the LIDAR gun itself, but that I'll save for the next mission. What are you? Are you another vehicle that's been, like, flipped over? You're something, but I can't tell what. A lander, maybe. Now that looks like some kind of crazy tower. And oddly enough, you can sort of pick up whether it's alien or human in the texture. Like, there's something of a roughness to it that only the alien stuff seems to have. But I cannot find anything resembling alien. Ooh, there's some kind of probe landed right here. Look at this, we can even see it on the map view. Extended. But yes, apart from this beetle creature, can't find a thing. You're actually flying through the air! You're like some kind of ray creature. That is so cool. I mean, maybe it is something in the air. I had been scanning up, but maybe not enough? That's right, spend your time up there. Paint that whole thing. Okay, this is getting very confusing to navigate, though. And performance does feel like it's maybe starting to take a little bit of a hit at around 8 million dots. Here we go. Okay, I'm stepping out. Come on, give me that sweet sticker. Once more, though, those stickers don't really do much to help us, so now we're moving on to organism. And I get the feeling this is that dark truth we were heading towards. Now, before I get scanning, we're going to do this being conscious of any potential word appearances, but after the last one, am I your friend? Again, that's an assumption because most of these are incomplete. I've even seen screenshots of some of you guys trying to dissect the messages in the previous video, and they are very hard to read, even in ideal conditions. But it's trying to reveal information about us. I know your name, showing my Steam profile, asking, am I your friend? It's almost like there's something trapped in the software itself trying to speak to us through the scanner. Well, unless it is the scanner, our companion through this entire thing. Why did this show up on our doorstep? And what is this organism? Look at that, the blues and pinks and reds crisscrossing each other like arteries and veins. And the wet, sloshing sounds of our footsteps in here. They certainly look like normal trees, but, I mean, they could be nerve endings, blood vessels, just about anything. No words to be found just yet. And worms, well, maybe as animals. But yeah, those look like rocks. It's like a greater organism that's consumed the ones that we walked through before. An organism forest. I mean, I've heard of intestinal flora, but this is ridiculous. Sorry, this is actually very disturbing. I'm trying not to paint too much for myself so that the scan will have something. It seems to be about random when it actually appears. I've had it appear very early and very late. We just gotta make sure we catch it when it does appear. Yes, yes! Palm trees, scaffoldings, all of the worlds we've been through, this being the island, are contained within this. But we've yet to see any real landmarks yet. Now are we emerging onto the sunken city? Let's have a look. There's only one thing 200 meters away. If we look at this, we can see the gradient through the entire game. I'm stuck again. Archways cross over us. Destroyed buildings, maybe shipwrecks. God, just to know we're crawling around inside a body and seeing all of this. Oh, come on. I can't read that at all. This is your heart, the first clear message we've seen. You say this is my heart, I feel like it's yours. Then again, this game does hold a place in my heart now, I will admit. I would not want it to show up on any kind of imaging software, however. I mean, this is a clog at best. Here we are now in the suburbs. Yeah, I've opted to restart because, I mean, at this point, that last one is really important. Maybe we can get in this truck and drive it on out of here. Things are getting taller, and I just can't help but think about how these cliffs would be very easy for something to watch me from. Goodbye, suburbs. And hello to the desert. I am on the edge of my seat. I have to know what this was all leading towards. What it all meant. I mean, I had kind of forgotten in the last part about the framing device, but between parts I found that was really all I could think about. Now that we're finally about to get an answer, I don't know, it feels like it's been a much longer time coming than it really has been. Like, I feel like this is a game I've known about for a long time. I can hear the beating. But we're a full 90 meters away. I also have noticed at times, or maybe it's just a trick of the eye, but sometimes it seems like I am waist deep in this stuff, like I'm submerged partially. There's something just hanging down from the ceiling and attaching to this rock. I can actually see it vibrating. Pulsating. This organism is alive in its current state. And to be honest, dead or alive, being trapped here, I don't know which would be worse. We're now starting to see some alien parasites within you. Let's have a peek through the wall at how far we've come. That's not just our progress through the level, that's our progress through the game. Every single landmark we've gone to has had that telltale heartbeat surrounding it. Maybe each thing we've scanned has been bringing us closer and closer to the heart of the game. Maybe that's why we can hear this one from so far away. It's the thing we've been chasing down the whole time. Now this is something new. Even the water we're wading through has streaks to it. In fact, it moves independently. Like there is some flow, but so slow that it's almost imperceptible otherwise. Parts of the ceiling are doing it as well. It's even pounding in my headphones right now. Well, you guys know what we have to do. Now it's my heart. And I've just realized you're beating faster the more we scan you. Well, let's give it what it wants. Many dots as we can give you. How much more can we give? You completely disintegrate as if you were never there. Also, my mouth was open. Ew. We mapped our world, and now we get to inhabit it. I am so eager to hear your guys' interpretations of this because that was a lot of fun, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That was a LIDAR exploration program. And it takes a very different approach where it's got those creepy elements, certainly the most so in the ending. But it's also very enjoyable if all you want to do is explore. Once more, it reminded me in a lot of ways of Interior Worlds. Oh wait, there were more geese? There was a goose in every level, I guess. But as I was saying, to me this feels like a game for those who were interested in the LIDAR concept in previous games, but were put off by it being a horror game. This realizes the potential for just relaxing exploration, while still having those intrinsic eerie elements, and certainly playing to them, but not being so much so that it overtakes the experience. Like I said, in a lot of ways, the tone reminds me of Interior Worlds. It's a game that can be as quick of a stroll or as detail-oriented as you want it to be. I mean, I don't know how I missed some of these things. I poured over each level. I cut a lot of time from each one. And I'm not just talking about the collectibles, there's major structures and fun stuff that's hidden in every single space. It really rewards you for getting as detailed as you can, even when all you have to do is paint yourself a bridge of light. But if you take time to really fill that canvas, there is a whole lot to see in each and every space, and it is well worth the few dollars this costs. That menu music, it sounded ominous from the beginning, but now with this background and everything we've been through, it sounds so much worse, like we're trapped forever. You know what? Let's go back. We've got the last few definitively. Let's go back and read the ones for each level. I mean, why not at this point? The best way to see this is to look straight at the ground and scan the floor. Okay, you'll give us the tutorial each time. I do not need the tutorial. We can use our new tools here, so that's nice. Seven. This one just gave us a 7. Oh yeah, that's right. We didn't have the detail scan in the first level. We didn't even have it, so that was truly the first time we could have seen that 7. You are not alone. I know your name. We were right about that one. Nobody lives here. I think we saw that before. I know what you look like, so it seems like our guesses were correct on most of these. It hears you. What a great thing to hear in a cave. Wait, 9? Wait, so there's another number after each of these. There's 2. 2 in each level. So there's 7, and then the second to last is 9. I guess we're going back. It's your friend, not am I your friend. It hears you, it's your friend? Wait. You just cast a really strange shadow there. You're just refusing to engage with whatever this is. What? Zero. This is your heart. Sure thing, sweetheart. Now give up the number. Although where we'd use said number is beyond me. Is that a 4? Kind of got stretched, but to me that looks like a 4. You are not alone. Look at that. Oh, I am so tempted to make that the thumbnail. Wait. Do you want to see the cat? There can be more than one? I can't keep doing this. But I guess it ends with a number. When we get a number, we know we've seen all. Kitty? Okay, never mind. Maybe we are pals. Definitely understand each other at the very least. I'm running out of room to paint, though. Eight. Level 2 is 8. You are a cool cat, right? Yes, you do know my name. Let's see now. There must be more. Ha ha ha. Well, that's just childish. 1. Number is 1. Nobody lives here? Oh, but that's not true, is it? Let's keep going. Well, perhaps someone does. So that's the thing, is this is the kind of thing you're supposed to get throughout the entire game, but really, dude, you can't see it unless under ideal circumstances. I was only able to see it on my screen in editing because it was in a crunched down box in my editor. I mean, now I'm able to get it in ideal circumstances because I'm just looking at the ground and projecting it densely. 2? I know what you look like. I'm about to know what you look like. If you are a string of numbers. There's the shadow of my profile. That is really cool. There's more to this game than meets the eye, if you care to look for it. No. I want to say that's a 5. Either a 5 or a 6, so that's 781-25904. Thing is, I have no idea what I would actually do with these numbers, so just like your interpretation of what this was all about and leading towards, I would really like what your thoughts are on this. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.